we're going to do a little video for all our new nursery children and nursery parents ready for September. So we're going to start with a little introduction and then we're going to work through some of the things that you should have received in the post. So I'm Miss Challoner, I'm one of the class teachers and I work the first half of the week.
And I'm Mrs Perkins, I'm also a nursery teacher and I'll be working the last half of the week.
So yeah, lovely. So you should all have got your little pack together, which gives you some information that we're going to run through today. Now, things would have been slightly different if COVID hadn't have happened, so I can only apologise about the arrangements being slightly different this year, because normally we'd have done home visits and obviously we can't do those. So we're doing the best we can, and it's why we're making a little video for you. And I'm sure if you've still got any questions or things that you're unsure of, there is information on your letter with a little email that you can email us anytime. We can get back to what queries you've got, and there will also be time in September to have little chats with us as well. We've got a really open door in nursery and there's always someone that will be there to talk to you. Okay, so I think I've done that bit.
We've got an all about me sheet. You should have received this, and this is information that you're able to write about all the interesting things that your child does. Any information that you can share will help us to be able to support and help the transition from home to nursery be as smooth as possible, and be as detailed as you can. If there's any special information that you want us to know, there's this sheet here, and again, just be as detailed as you can. Tell us your child's interests and their needs and those things that we can help to be able to support your child as best we can in nursery.
Yeah, lovely. We've put together a timetable for September. Again, it does say on there, but this is subject to change depending on government guidelines. So we're really hoping that we do follow this plan and that we can follow this plan. So we'll talk through it as if it's happening. So we've had to we've split up all the children into groups. There's 2 morning groups, 2 afternoon groups. And this already, we're trying to make sure that there's not as many parents in all at once, and it just gives you time that you'll be able to talk to us in smaller numbers if you had still got things that you wanted to know about. But it would be Monday the 8th starting. Again, you'll have got this in your pack. We've gone for an hour with parents to come, and this gives you a chance to look around the nursery. You can see what we've got out in provision. You'll see the indoors and the outdoors. Obviously it gives your child a chance to meet us. Well, it'll be myself on the Monday, and you'll meet the other staff that are in nursery as well, Mrs Taylor and Mrs Walsh. So it's just a very informal session, and again you'll find your child's coat peg, all the little practical details that your child might be maybe worrying about, where the toilets are, and it just gets them a bit familiar with the setting. And then on the Tuesday it will then be an hour without parents. So again, we're doing it slow, we're building it up gradually, so it's not a shock to your child's system. And again, Wednesday, I think Wednesday is slightly different. We've got 1 group in for 2 hours and 1 group not in, and then on the next day we've swapped that over. We have made the sessions for full-timers a bit longer. We feel that because they're going to be expected to stay there for a full day, they've probably got a few more longer sessions where we're building them up and getting them used to having the dinner with us, the lunchtime. By Tuesday the 14th of September, we'll be having all children in as well as possible. If we feel that your child's getting really upset and they are struggling with staying with us, we can have a little chat and we can maybe make their transition a little bit slower if we think it might benefit them down the line. So on your child's booklet, it will tell you your transition group. So you'll either be group 1, 2, 3 or 4. Any questions, again, please email us. It will also state on your booklet your child's key worker. So what we can do for the key workers, it will either be myself or Mrs Perkins, Mrs Taylor or Mrs Walsh. And we do work very closely as a team. As teachers, myself and Mrs Perkins, we do a lot of the planning, we do the assessments, we do the very formal things, but then as a nursery team together, we deliver sessions, we work indoors, outdoors, we work with all the children, We are a very close-knit team and we share information together about all the children. So we all know the children very, very well. And even though we're not in on the same days, because we have a lot of those conversations, we do work well together. So yeah, it does work really well. So key workers will be responsible for keeping observations of your child, and they will set the next steps. But like I said, we do lead a lot of the sessions as well. So
it also tells you in your pack about when we're starting the sessions. So normally on a morning session, the gates will open at 8:30 in the morning. These will stay open for about 15 minutes. So you've got until about 8:45 to be able to get your child in. And then the gates will shut. This is so that we are keeping the children safe, and then if you do come later at 8:45, then you'll have to probably come through school to be able to get into nursery. Collection for a morning session is at 11:30. And then in the afternoon, if you're in an afternoon session, get the doors will open again at 12:30. They'll stay open and be manned for 15 minutes again. If you're later than that, then please go to the main reception to be able to get in. Collection for afternoon and for the end of the session is 3:30. If your child's in all day, then again the day will start at 8:30, and then collection is at 3:30 in the afternoon. Also, we do have a safe collection policy, so we ask that when you first come into nursery, you set a password for your child. That is their safe word, your safe word. You if anybody other than yourselves are coming to collect your child, then you can, if they use that password, then we'll be able to hand your child over to anybody that you've decided is appropriate. So again, just let us know if anything's going to be different, and we'll do all we can to make sure that that's a safe collection.
Just one thing to add, obviously we've given you those times to run through, but again, due to COVID, there may be different times. We have to wait and see what's going to happen with regards to that. And I know some children go to Busy Bees as well. I know it's not in the booklet, but if children are going to Busy Bees from a morning session, if they've been with us in the morning and they're going to Busy Bees, we do take them over. So like, don't worry about that. If your child goes to Busy Bees in the morning and they come to us in an afternoon, we go and collect them as well. So that's how we work basically with Busy Bees. So as you've got in the booklet, it just talk about the curriculum that we follow. I'm not going to go into everything, but we do follow all the areas of learning, and we plan with school as well. We make sure that activities are highly thought about, just to provide a lot of engaging activities for your children. And we do have really high standards for our children at this school, and we just want the best for them. So we just make sure that we've got a quality curriculum. And we did actually get an award last year for being a quality nursery. So your child will be in safe hands with us. So transition, I've talked about that already. It is on the sheet. It is only proposed. So again, that's been talked about. With regards to attendance, obviously we do want your child to attend, but if they are poorly, please let us know, especially with the COVID again. If you've got a cough, I'm sure there will be things in place with regards to keeping them away, us staff wearing PPE to comfort them and that kind of thing. But again, that will all be on a risk assessment developed for getting everybody back in September. But if they're not going to be in for any reason, please ring up the school and let us know. And then if it is, that's attendance, isn't it? Legal requirements are if you wish to move a nursery, then please give us 4 weeks notice.
Okay, we work really closely with yourselves, and we want to do this because it's for the best interest of your child being able to come into our setting, and for us to be able to provide for your individual child's needs, and that's what we're wanting to do, and keep those relationships with yourselves. And it's so important for the children that they see that we're working together. We do have a WOW week for each child going through the nursery, and when it's their WOW week, we ask for you to, if you've got anything that they've been doing, any contributions that you want to make to that, we'll talk to you about some of the next steps that we want for your child, and we discuss those with yourselves. There's a form for you to sign to say that you agree with that, or for you to give us something that you feel that you would like your child to be particularly working on, and then we put these up on the board with pictures and activities that they've been doing throughout the week, and each child has their own WOW week. So that's how we'll still keep in contact. If there's anything at all, at any point that you want to talk to us about, again, we've said we have an open door, and we would love for you to be able to talk to us, email us, whatever it is, we'd like to do that. We do, like we've said, provide a variety of different activities, and try to help the children to really engage in those cultural and diverse opportunities to experience different things that they might not have been able to, such as food, Chinese New Year, and all sorts of different activities.
We had African drumming ones last year that went down really well. So.
And so different art activities and etc. For these, this is an extra, it requires an extra cost, and your voluntary contribution supports this so well, and without this we would not be able to provide these amazing activities for your children. So it's really important for you to be able to do this, and we would ask that you would please consider doing this so that we can provide those extra activities for your child.
In our booklet, it just gives them a little rundown of the daily routine. So we try to stick to the time as best we can, but because we're a nursery, we're very flexible, and we just go with the children's needs. So we do every day we have a group time that's very structured. Then there's also time to learn inside and outside. So it gives you a brief run through, and we tend to, at the end of a session, either have a story or a singing time, and reflect on our day. So I've just took those, haven't I? Clothing requirements. I'll do that one. Clothing requirements. We do have a uniform in nursery. We have a lot of parents asking about that, and we do actually recommend one. You don't have to in nursery, but most parents do follow the school uniform. You don't need the logos on, but if you do, that's fine. I know Pinders at Crystal Peaks do sell the uniform, but even if it was just a Tesco, a supermarket brand uniform, that's fine as well. It just means that you're not spoiling your lovely clothes, because we do get quite messy at nursery, whether we're indoors or outdoors. We do have a lot of sensory play. So yeah, I would recommend you don't send children in their best clothes. Uniform does seem to work really well for most of our parents as they've come over the years. We do ask that you please label everything: coats, hats, cardigans. Things do go missing, and we do have a lot of things that get lost over the year. We often have a full tub of cardigans by the end of the year, and it's such a shame because you are spending your hard-earned money on them. So please label. On sunny days, please bring a hat. I'm hoping for some sunny weather still in September. So please bring hats labelled, and if it is a hot day, please apply sun cream before the session, as we're not allowed to put it on. Obviously we're in England, so the weather's quite changeable. So wellies as well, we really would appreciate you having a pair of wellies that you could leave in school. We do have a welly trolley that we keep outside, and we go out in all weathers in nursery. So even if it's raining, we take umbrellas out, we jump in puddles, and we have even got some wetsuits that sometimes we put on, and we just get the children to have a lot of fun. And again, we get dirty, we get wet, but there's a lot of learning experience to be had from that. So yeah, please bring wellies. And we do also ask that you just do bring a change of clothes every day as well in your child's bag, because even if they may be fully toilet trained, they might get wet in the water tray, they might get a bit of paint on them, and we don't want to be uncomfortable throughout the session. So, and children, even though they may be toilet trained at home, you do sometimes find that once they get a bit distracted or they make friends, they might forget. So accidents do happen as well, and that is quite normal. We want to reassure you that that's normal. But yeah, please bring a change of clothes because we haven't got a lot in our lost property at the minute. So we do provide free fruit and milk every day as well for our children. Water is available as well. We have cups, so you don't always need to bring water bottles. We do have like 2 big jugs that the children can learn to pour with. They can choose milk or water. But again, as mentioned by Mrs Perkins, if we do have extra snacks linked to a topic such as Chinese food, there would be a little extra cost for that as well.
So if your child's ill at all, and especially with the current situation, if it's a cough, a fever, please let us know and get in touch. Keep your child safe and at home. If they are vomiting or diarrhoea, it is a strict 48-hour policy before they are allowed from the last time that happened for them to be able to come in. So again, 48 hours are needed before you can bring your child back. It's really important that because it does spread so quickly throughout the little children. Also, just let us know if your child is ill for any reason, just so that we know and also we're able to make provision where possible. If your child has got a special medication that they're needing to take, sometimes it's antibiotics or whatever, if it's a continuous medication that they need regularly, then this would need to be documented, and a form would have to be filled out, and that would be kept with us so that we could actually be legally able to give your child their medication. So that will be done with yourselves, and it's again really important that you let us know. And again, that information can be highlighted on the All About Me information as well that you give. We're all paediatrically first aid trained in the setting, so as long as your child's with us, then hopefully they will be in safe hands.
So yeah, so we've kind of got to the end of our booklet. We try our best to do a lot of things to save paper, so there is a lot of stuff on our blog. We do have a School Comms Gateway app that our office staff would want you to use and download. Again, it tells you how, the instructions on here how to do that, but that would be where you would make payments for trips and that kind of thing as well. But yeah, we do update the blogs and the websites regularly. There will be somewhere on one of the data forms asking for permission if your child is allowed to be shown on our website. And again, we don't really ever use names on the website, it would just be photographs, but we do find that the children love looking at the pictures on the website. They like to show you at home what they've been doing as well. So it would be nice if you were happy for your child to do that as well. Sometimes we might sing a song in nursery, we might film it and put that on the blog as well. So it's nice for you to get a little insight at home what we're doing at nursery as well. So it is a nice thing to have. So that's everything I've got today. We have got the email address as we said, so if you've got further questions, anything else you want to know more about, please get in touch. And again, if not, we will see you all in September. Bye bye.